Hello, nobody's here yet. Where is everybody? Oh, yay. Okay, somebody's here. Who's here? Total. Okay, one phone call. I know that's you, Julie. Hello, Julie. How are you? I'm not sure if Paula's going to be on the phone or not today because she said she might have to go to the doctor. And our new person that's supposed to be here. Oh, yes. Paula's here. Yay. Hi, Paula. Right now, what I'd like the both of you to do, if you wouldn't mind, is just three participants, that's me too. If you wouldn't mind putting in the Q&A or in the chat if you can see me and hear me, please. Can you see me? Can you hear me? Can you see me? Can you hear me? Oh, Paula probably won't be able to do it. Julie probably won't be able to do it. But Paula, you can do it. Can you see me and hear me? Yes. Yes. Yay. Good. I'm glad you made it. I was really upset because I was really thinking about your models and I really wanted to coach you first. So I'm glad you're here. Okay. So you're here. So here's what we're going to do today. I got some big things planned. So let me move this over to the side. Let me move you over to the side. I'm putting all my technical stuff. Okay. So can you see my scarf? This is one of my scarves that I got for my birthday, and I wanted to wear it today in honor of joy and in honor of butterflies because that's my spiel. I love butterflies. And thank you, Paula. So, I'm like a little kid in many ways because it's like I have my favorite colors. Do you remember I remember being like, I have a granddaughter and she's like 3 years old and she's got like all her favorite things. And, she has a lot of pink stuff and she picks pink things. And you know what? That's the childlike wonder that we all have inside of ourselves. And so I don't know when this all started to occur to me that I needed some of that childlike wonder back in my adult self. But I started realizing that I had a favorite color, and it was purple. And everything I have so much purple, it's just ridiculous because I love it. I think like my granddaughter loves pink and I love purple. Everything I have is purple, everything she has is pink. But that's because we're kids still. We have joy and we want to create joy as much as we can. And you know what a big deal that is to me. And I know that it's a feeling that you can create too. But I really want to talk about that today and concentrate on that today as we're talking about what we're going through in these last couple weeks, because both of you have sent me emails. And I also would like you to know that there's another person joining who couldn't be here today, but I want to shout out to Stephanie. She'll be here next time. Oh, yes. Thank you. Happy birthday. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You know what? I like that chat button because it just shows up and I can see it easier than when I don't look at the Q&A as much. So that might work better. But, I'm big about birthdays too, just like a little kid. And I think it's really important that we create that childhood wonder in ourselves no matter how old we are. It's like one of my goals for my birthday as I get older is to create more joy and to feel more joy and to feel more joyful. And I know that it's not going to come from what's around me. You and I, we all know that. It's only going to come from what comes up here. And so, like, I wanted to show you first what I have here. I wanted to share this with you first because some of the things that I'm thinking about is, we have a physical hunger scale and we have a emotional hunger scale, which includes all emotions. And we were talking a lot last week as the body whisper. And that the body whisper, because for both you, Paula, and you, Julie, one of the things that came up for both of you is that as you learn to pay more attention to your physical hunger, that it also opens up the doorway to all of the involuntary sensations that happen in your body that you don't control, which is pain, which is sleep, which is if you're recovering from surgery, um, if you don't get a good night's sleep. I mean, all the things that your physical body will talk to you. And what we talked about last week or 2 weeks ago was the whole thing of needing to listen to that, the whispers of that, just like you listen to the whispers of physical hunger. That you have to listen to both of those. And that when you become an expert body whisperer, that's when you will have the most increased health. And it's also when you can create the most amount of joy. Because the more in tune you are physically, the more in tune you are emotionally. And you know that those emotions are available to you to create. So that really is what the topic is about today. Now, why is it advanced? It's because you guys all know this, right? But what you don't know is that we can have a scale on joy, and you can create your own joy scale that you can use every single day to make sure that you're creating it. And my birthday really reminded me of that. It's like, it's not my birthday that's going to create joy. It's going to be what I think about it. And some people think some things about their birthday that depress them. And some people, like moi, get very excited. And I think about all the things that I want to do for the year. But more than anything, it's how I want to feel. How I want to feel so that what this feeling is will transpire over to the people that I work with. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So let me show, you're looking at my pad right here about creating a joy scale. But I love the dictionary about what it says about what joy is. It's a feeling of great pleasure and happiness. It's like, who doesn't want to feel happiness, great pleasure and great happiness all the time? And we don't have to wait for anything. And that we don't have to wait for a plus 10, that we can create a plus 10 because we think something right now that makes us feel this way. Right? Like right now, I think I'm in a plus 9. Right now, just talking to you, thinking about this and thinking about how I get the privilege of all the years that I've been on this earth. In my last few years, I've had the privilege of doing this kind of work. It's like, oh my God, I can't believe it. And I'm listening, and I get to talk to you guys who I'm inspiring, and that you guys are creating your joy for yourself because I learned how to do it for myself. It's like, oh my God, that is amazing. And I'm here talking to you, and like, we're nowhere in the same state, and we're all sitting here with each other. So what I like is the definition, and then I like the synonyms of joy. And I just wrote some of them down that kind of inspire me. So I love the idea of delight. Like, I'm so delighted to be here with you today. Like, I could say, oh, I'm so happy to be here with you today, but I'm delighted. And I was thinking about this for my son, that I prepare to be delighted with your children if you're not already delighted. Because that's one of the things that I see as my son gets older and he starts creating a family, I'm delighted. I'm just delighted. And I love the word. Do you like that word? I love it. And what about glee? I love the word glee and bliss and exhilaration and exuberance. Like, I think using our vocabulary also helps us feel what we're thinking. I'm exuberant. I'm delighted. It feels so good as long as you can connect to it. Okay, so that's what I wanted to say about this. I want you to really think about it, and I want you to think about, like in the last couple of weeks, how we were talking about the whole idea of whispers. I mean, you can have the whisper of joy, but like what I'm saying to you is like, if you can feel the whisper, why don't you make it bigger? If you can't feel it at all, can you create it? Then once you create it, can you make it stronger? How do you make a feeling stronger? Is first you connect to what you're thinking, and then you feel it, and then you think it again, and then you feel it again, and you will notice that the more you think it, the stronger it feels, the more you connect to it. So as we're going through coaching today, that's what I want you guys to think about. And one of the tools that I sent you 2 weeks ago, which is the Learn and Move On worksheet. We haven't discussed that. Julie, you might be using it today. I'm not sure. But I do want to go over that with you today if possible. And also I want to go over with you the primary question worksheet that I will send to you for you to work on, because I think it's really important for you to be able to ask yourself a question every day, the same question that's going to help you. I mean, this is what I'm thinking, help you create joy. And Julie, I think you've alluded to this, so you may be doing it, but I think it's really important as I talk to you today that that becomes your focus until we talk again as I continue to coach you. So, understood? You get it? You good? Okay. So what I'm assuming that's a yes. Yes. Thank you, Paula, because you're the only one talking to me because Julie can't talk to me. So what I'm going to do is, Paula, can I bring you up first? Are you okay with that? Yeah. Okay. I'm going to bring you up. I got you. You could probably talk to me now.
Hello.
Yep. And I'm bringing you up to a panelist. Okay. And I probably have to do something. Hang on for a minute. Okay, I don't have your video on. Can you turn your video on? Or is it saying?
Last time you were able to turn it on. Let me see if I can turn it on.
Let me see if it's allowed. Okay, wait a minute. You'll be able to do it now.
Okay. Okay.
There you are. Yeah, thanks for reminding me. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I sent you a quick email.
I
I'm
saw it.
okay.
I know.
I'm going to the doctor at 1, so that
Okay.
works out. That works out.
Good. But you're having some symptoms and you think it might be an infection in your breast.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're not feeling so great.
Just make sure.
Yeah.
Because I'm supposed to travel next week with my job.
Mhm.
So I want to make sure everything's looking good.
Absolutely. And it really is apropos for what we're talking about today.
Yeah.
Right? Because, you know, what we talked about 2 weeks ago was the whole idea of the whispers, right? And you really have lots of opportunities for this right now.
Right.
Right? Is how
Yeah.
to take care of yourself.
I think I overdid it on the weekend because I was feeling so well. But that's something I need to learn. Yeah.
Well, and when you think about that, because I think it's not something that you need to learn. I think it's something that you're learning.
I need to recognize those feelings. Yeah.
You are. Stay with me here now.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need to learn it and you don't need to recognize those feelings. You are doing it. You are in the process.
Okay.
You're acting like you don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Right? The way that you said that. It's like, because I'm learning too.
Absolutely.
Right? So we're always learning to be more aware.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it is increased awareness.
Yeah.
And so, you know, you have neural pathways in your brain that are super highways to kind of ignore a lot of that stuff. Just push through. Julie's the same way. Stephanie, that's coming on soon, same way. I mean, like we all have those neural pathways. It's just like, you know, pick up your boots and just get going. It's like, come on, you know, and yet we wouldn't do that to anybody else.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Right. So the things that, so I think it's just really important for you, and I know that Julie is listening to this, is that you recognize, like if you recognize, and this could be a very good thing to use the learn and move on tool to use, is even, it doesn't have to be with eating. It can be if you overdo it.
Right.
And you become aware. It's like, you know, a lot of times that when we do work on overeating, we do it after the fact, right? Like you can't do it in the middle sometimes. You don't catch it until after.
Yeah.
Right. And you know that what you've learned by working with me is that it's imperative that you just catch it. It's not imperative that you catch it all the time right before, or I mean, it's perfect if you can, it's great, but most of the time you don't.
Right.
But all of that led to you being able to do it more often before and during.
Mm-hmm.
Correct?
Mm-hmm. Correct.
By going over it after it happened and not ignoring it and not beating yourself up for it, but just being curious as to what happened.
Exactly. Okay.
That's it. So when it comes to this, and this is up to you because I've got like a few things I could coach you on today.
Okay.
But one thing we could do is I could actually pull up the Learn and Move On tool because I have it here, and we can use it for how you think you overdid it. You know, what
No.
happened.
I know what happened. Yeah.
I mean, but do you want to learn about it?
No, I mean,
Okay.
I think what I prefer to do,
Yep.
and you tell me what else you have in mind
Yep.
first.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Um, you know, because I'm trying to be very kind to myself.
Good.
But the weight is just kind of stagnant, right? And
Stagnant for how long, Paula?
literally since the surgery. I mean, I dropped the 2 pounds that I had gained, you know, right after surgery, which I think had to deal with just, you know, water and swelling and everything. But that weight is still the same. So I'm not down. Um, and that's, I guess, should be okay.
Oh, should it be?
But but I was looking forward to these 3 weeks to be a time where I could really kind of concentrate
Yeah.
on that.
Uh-huh. And were you?
I think I've been concentrated on that more than normal. But then again, I'm also occupying my time with all kinds of things I see that I wanted to get done around the house.
Which is what we talked about last time.
Yeah.
It's about trying to get things done when you really weren't up to it, but feeling bad if you didn't do it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So my question to you, because I have your model up here.
Oh, good.
So you sent me an email, and what you said is that you wanted to be, you wanted to weigh yourself every day to closer monitor your weight and using the scale as a tool.
Yeah.
Okay. How's that working for you?
So far, I am definitely getting on the scale,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not working.
Okay. Why is it not working?
The scale's not moving. It's amazing. Like, I didn't know that my weight would stay the same so consistently either.
Mm-hmm. It
I mean,
changes.
that, I've, because, you know, in the past, I'd always just weigh myself maybe once a week or something.
Yeah, for the mind body chart, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like amazed, like to the ounce, it's the same.
Mm-hmm.
Like
And
that,
so,
it's
okay. Okay. And what do you think about that?
Well, I think, you know, I can be a little frustrated, but I keep telling myself that just keep doing this. It's gonna drop.
Mhm.
Like you just have to be consistent and it will drop.
Are you being consistent?
I am. I'm being pretty
Okay.
consistent. So I think part of it is, again, you know, I hate to go backwards, but I feel like maybe um I need to choose foods that are different. You know, I'm tending to eat, like you had suggested, I still eat like full fat things, and so my mind is getting confused and saying, well, maybe you need to do this and maybe you need
Yeah.
to do that.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Well, I
Yeah.
don't think you have to be confused. I think it's more like being able to look at it but not be confused.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Yes.
so what do I need to do differently is a great question.
Yeah.
You know, if there's something not working. So let me ask you this. Are you food journaling just like you always have?
No, and I put that in my email,
I
and
see that. I'm just asking you. I
okay,
have
and
it
I
here.
that's good for Julie to know.
Yes.
And I think that's, you know, I need to commit, you know, I will commit to doing that so that between now and next time, you will have something to look at.
Well, not only that I will
And
have
me,
something to look at, is you don't have anything to look at.
right.
So
I
how do you,
do, but it's not detailed enough, I don't think,
why not?
because it doesn't have the scale on it. Like,
Why
you
not?
know, because I went to just using like regular notebook paper instead of your little tool. So
Well,
I'll
what
go
does that
back.
matter? What does
It
that
doesn't.
matter?
Yeah.
Okay, so stay with me here because this is for everybody. Why would you change anything that you're doing? When we
Well,
were
I
working,
think,
you were detailed, you wrote it all down.
yeah.
Why would you stop?
Well, I'll just be honest. I mean,
Please
it's
be
like,
honest.
I think, I don't think I'm the only one that thinks this way, but it's like, okay, I understand intellectually,
Sure.
what this is and how to do it.
Yep.
And I'm not eating when I'm not hungry. So it's just extra work, it's
Uh-huh.
extra steps, and it's
Mhm.
kind of like simplifying it for long-term life. But I guess I can't really do that yet. I need to wait until I get to the point where the weight is off. And then maybe I can simplify things.
I think you might have learned something. Only I say this is because it seems to me the most, and this is why I'm so happy I'm doing groups now and just not letting
Mhm.
people roll off into the future,
Yes, yes.
is when I have catch-up calls with people, I would say almost 99% across the board, they stop working with me and they stop doing food journals and stop doing mind body charts and they stop getting good results.
Yes.
And they just don't know why. So the question is, the most important question that I ask you is why, when I say, why did you change? I still think you don't know why you really changed. And I want you to know why you changed what you were doing, because I believe, and you can tell me where I'm wrong, you changed what you were doing when you stopped working with me weekly.
True. Yeah.
Why?
Well, you were my outside source of accountability.
Okay. And so when that outside source of accountability isn't there anymore, then who's accountable?
I'm just accountable to me.
And when you're accountable to you, what changes? Oh, I don't need to do that anymore. And
Yeah.
that's too much work. And
Yeah.
I don't want to do this for the rest of my life. And common thoughts.
Mhm.
Now, why
I'm
would you
writing
want
up.
to? Yeah, why would you want to change anything when it was working so well? Is really what happens. But you have to see, God, when I think of the years of me going through all of this, how often I would say, I'm done. I don't want to do that anymore. It's like, I
Yeah.
don't want to do what was working. I mean, basically, is what happens, is
Yeah.
because I don't want to have to do that for the rest of my life or something like that. Right? I should be able to do this. I should be able to do it without it.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, I think that what I'm doing is proving like this is how I can maintain weight. It's not how I can lose weight.
Well, I think what it's proving for you is that what you're trying to do is you are trying to come up with a new plan. Like, "Oh, I think I'll just get on the scale more. I think I'll
Yeah.
just get on the scale more." And what the reason that you said you wanted to get on the scale more, and I want you to see this and everybody that's listening, is so you could monitor your weight closer
Yes.
using the scale as a tool.
Yes.
That's not why you get on the scale every day.
Okay.
If you're going to get on the scale every day, it's to monitor your thoughts much more than to monitor your
Uh,
weight.
uh, yeah.
Because seriously, day to day weighing yourself, it goes all over the place. I'm glad for you it stayed the same. I mean, it can go 2 pounds up, 2 pounds down, and all of it is fascinating to look at. But if
Yeah.
you're more geared on just the number as to make you decide things, I think that you can do that once you do your head work first, and you have head
Mhm.
work to do first. You can't use this at the only way that this is a tool for you right now like this is to monitor your mind.
Okay.
I
That's
mean,
interesting.
if you think about it, because you can see what it's doing to your mind,
Yeah.
but you're not looking at it. Well, you are
Okay.
because I asked you to.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
But I mean, you were looking at the number and going, how come it's not going down?
Yes.
Right? And that's okay, especially over a period of time. It's a great question to ask, but you really don't have anything to look at because you're not doing food journals. Like if something isn't right on the scale without your mind going crazy, which it is, but if it weren't
Mhm.
and you could really look at it, what are you going to look at? What you say, well, I think I might be eating too much fat. Well, what if you just thought about like, I'm just not doing what I was doing.
Okay. I'm just not doing what I used to do. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
changed what I was doing because now that I'm just accountable to myself, I just want you to see that you're making yourself the accountability partner not matter so much.
Okay.
Like if it were me, different
Yeah.
story. Thank you. I'm so glad that you put me in such high self-esteem and you'll do all these things for me. I mean, I'm going to have to come live with you.
I have an extra room. I'm just joking.
I know, but you know what? It's not that much of a joke if you really think about
If
it
I
based on
believe
your
that, yeah.
actions.
Yeah.
Based on your
Why not
actions.
be as accountable to myself or more so to myself?
Why not? Right?
Yeah.
Right. So like it's like this is a very interesting time, right? Because in your mind you thought to yourself, "Oh, I'm going to be at home. I'm going to be able to concentrate more on myself. I'm going to take better care of myself." But I don't know if you did or you didn't. Maybe
Hmm.
did you? Did you really? Do you think you ate between the twos and best to your knowledge?
Mostly.
Mostly. And so the mostly is really interesting because we would look, if I had food journals here, we
You
would
could
be
look at it. Yeah.
so we could see what's actually going on, if you ended up doing more unplanned joy eats, or if you started
Hmm.
if you increased your
Hmm.
drinking plan, or I don't know
Hmm.
what you did with it. But
Yeah.
I know you had a drinking plan. Do you still have that the same way?
I haven't needed it because while I've been sick, I haven't really been drinking. I did
Okay, so
last
you're
night for the first time, but yeah.
so it's really interesting when I ask you about the drinking plan, then you say I haven't really needed it.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I don't need it.
Well, it's just interesting that you said that,
It is.
right? So, oh, I just saw a
There you go.
hummingbird. Okay, I just saw a hummingbird. Okay, it was outside my window. That's a really good sign for you, what I just said.
And the hummingbird showed up right at that moment.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And they're all about joy too. But
Yeah.
also, I just look at it as a symbol for, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So is this, I mean, like what everything that you're going through right now is to get you to a place where you never do this again. And I think we all think that, okay, I'm done.
Yeah.
Right. But more stuff just keeps coming up because this is seriously a journey. Even when you get to the weight, it will still be a
Okay.
journey. Things are going to come up. And it's just because of all the old neural pathways that come up that create the problems with weight.
Okay.
And that's
I
what you have to
appreciate
see
you
now.
saying that because it's not like, okay, we did this, we're done. It's going to be practice thinking, changing that thinking, changing those neural pathways, and I need to remind myself of that.
And that's why you're working with me and you're doing this 6-month program. And that's why
Yes.
I've created a group
Right.
for this purpose, is
Yeah.
because I know you have the tools. And I think sometimes it's just hard to continue to coach yourself because of the old thoughts that'll come up like I should have it by now, right? And if I
Yeah.
have it by now, then
Right.
I don't really need to do all the things I was doing. I should have it. But I don't know that that's true. Well, you're proving it's not true.
Right. I mean, I'd love to hear kind of about a little bit more about your experience, having gone through the coaching for weight loss. And then once the coaching was done, was that a very hard transition for you?
You know what? I continued coaching for a long time.
Okay.
I really did. And probably like off and on. But I really needed to have my mind. I needed a coach. I really believe in coaching. Like, I don't think that it ever at some level ends. It's just that,
Hmm.
how you want to use it changes.
Hmm.
I just think that we all need our minds to have an observer every now and then. And I
Yeah.
don't know that we can do it ourselves. But
Hmm.
I think like when I first finished all this, I really still like to check in. So, and I
Hmm.
think I knew it. And probably the way that I knew it is because I went through some things. It's hard to remember everything now, but I'm sure I went through episodes where I realized I really wasn't as good at coaching my own mind as I thought. Like I thought I had it all together.
Hmm.
And even now, I still kind of have to do the same stuff, either use a coach or sometimes I have to do my own self coaching just
Mhm.
because I still overeat. I still use food as emotion.
Okay.
I still do. It's just
Okay.
that it just doesn't cause me as many problems because I can catch it a little bit faster and move forward. I can
Right.
come back faster.
Yes.
The only difference really between you and I at this point is I just can come back a lot faster.
Mhm. Mhm.
And I think that's really the goal of this group is to learn to come back faster.
Mhm.
So, for you, maybe over the last, week and a half or 2 weeks, it's time to come back.
Mhm.
Coming back means to do the things you were doing that got you the results. That coming back can mean different things all the time.
Yes.
Coming back may mean that you just have to pay attention to your physical body and give it what it needs.
Yeah.
Coming back may be realizing that you're in a state where there's no joy and that you have to come back and start creating it again. It's coming back to yourself. It's coming back to the present moment. It's coming back because when you're where you are with these kind of thoughts, you're not here.
Yeah.
You're in your mind thinking things, scaring yourself.
Yeah.
And so,
Mhm.
I put this model up, but the only reason I put it up is because I want it corrected,
Yeah, let's do it.
and it's like, so I really don't even think this is the problem model. I think the problem really is the model that we probably should be putting up. I might send it to you because I don't know how much time I'm going to have to do it.
Yeah.
But, well, I think you have to create an intentional model off of doing this work. Because I think your thought is that you don't have to do it like you did. I think that's your unintentional model.
Okay.
And
You
I
might
think
be right.
when the thought was, just imagine this because I'm not modeling it right here, but imagine the thought that I don't have to do what I did, or I don't have to be as accountable, or something like that.
Thorough. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Right.
What is the result going to be?
I'm not going to lose weight. I stayed the
You're
same.
not going to be as
Mhm.
thorough. You're not going to do the
Mhm.
stuff, and probably the scale will reflect it based
Mhm.
on the thinking.
Yeah.
So you can see how erroneous that thinking is, but I don't think you caught it. I think you thought you were reporting the news to yourself.
Mhm.
Oh, I'm done. I don't have to do this. I don't have to do that. I can just.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But what do you want to make it mean that you do? You don't have to.
What do I want to make it mean?
Yeah, what do you want to make it mean about all this? What do you want to make it mean if you continue to do the same work you've been doing?
Well, what I have to do is go back to following the complete protocol of what you taught me
What
and
do you want to make
continue.
it mean though when you do that?
I want it to mean that I will lose weight.
Okay. I want you to make it mean, I'm just telling you you got this. I know how bad you want to lose weight, but it's getting in your way right now
Okay.
because it's not just about weight loss. It's
No,
about
I
your
know that.
mind. It's about your
Yeah.
mind. So, yes, we can put in the result line weight loss. And do you want the weight loss to come from doing the things that will get you, believing that all I have to do is what I've done and I'll get the results that I want? Something
That's
like that.
right. Yeah.
As opposed to I don't have to do it anymore, or um, thinking thoughts that are less than helpful.
Yeah. Okay. I see.
Or even the idea of who am I accountable to? That might be even bigger. It's like if you were so successful working with me, are you going to make me the reason?
No.
Well, you were,
No. I know.
right? So it's like I think what you want to do is build confidence by thinking all I have to do is do what I was doing and do what I was thinking.
Mhm.
And the only thing that really changed is you changed that,
Mhm. Okay. Yeah, I see that. I see.
right? And then from there, we tweak and do what we need to do with journals to get you the result that you want. Because that with a drinking plan, that when we didn't have a drinking plan, you lost more weight.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
you think about that. But right
Mhm.
now, we just have to see what the heck is going on. What happened while you were at home and you were recovering,
Mhm.
right? And
Mhm.
who knows with the body and when you're recovering what it does or doesn't do. We don't know that, but we don't know for sure that you were doing what you needed to do because we can't see anything,
Right, right.
right? And the difference between guessing and knowing can be the difference between losing weight and not losing weight.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
So I think that's really good for you to know.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah,
Okay, so really quickly here, and we're probably going to go about 10 minutes over again. Are you okay with that? Because you got to go to
I
the doctor.
am.
Okay, I hope Julie is. I know she's in Portland, but um, okay. So you gave me the weighing every day model.
Yes.
Okay, so you're right with the C. Okay, so your thought is, oh gosh, what if I gain weight? So you would never ask yourself a question with a model to begin with.
Mm,
So
mm.
it would be, oh gosh, I might gain weight,
Okay.
right? Something like that, or oh gosh, I hope I didn't gain weight.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
So never ask yourself a question. You have to answer it. I hope I don't gain weight. Okay, now when you get to the F line, this is what you wrote. Fear that it will confuse me about what to do next. Now you tell me how this is a whole feeling here.
Fear of gaining.
Fear is the only feeling.
Mhm.
You have another thought in your F line,
True.
that it will confuse me about what to do next.
Mhm.
I think that's your T.
Ah.
More so than I hope I don't get weight again, even though that's a T too.
Yeah.
But you put in your F line, you were very clear what was creating your fear.
Yeah.
So this, I'm afraid that it will cause, it will confuse me. So basically you're saying, I'm afraid that the scale is going to confuse me,
Mhm.
right?
About what to do next. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm not going to write it in, but you write it
Yeah.
in, and everybody that's listening to me, write it in, that when you're in the F line, it's one word.
Okay.
Can you see? This is a thought you got here.
Yeah, I see it.
Okay, good. So when you think that it will confuse me about what to do next if I weigh every day,
Mhm.
what happens in the A line? Now, what you wrote, either I
Mhm.
don't weigh myself or I do weigh myself.
Mhm.
I don't think that's the A line.
Okay.
Okay, so number one, you did, what we want to know is what you did do,
Okay.
because you've been doing this for a while.
Yeah.
Okay, so take all this out. What did you do? What have you been
I w
doing?
Oh, you mean not related to weighing myself? Just weighed
What
myself.
listen,
Mhm.
when you have a circumstance, it creates a thought, and the
Mhm.
thought creates a feeling, and the feeling creates an action.
Mhm.
So the action is coming from what happens when you're afraid that it's going to confuse you about what to do next. What do you do when you
Well,
think
I was getting
of
on
it?
the scale anyway, but
Okay, so I'm still weighing myself, could be one.
mhm.
And when you weigh yourself and you get on what happens in your head? What's going on up there when you're getting on there every day and nothing's happening?
Yeah, exactly.
What
I
happens?
get um I get confused or I get yeah, I'm like, what am I gonna do next? Like what can I do here to make this scale go down?
Okay, so in the A line, weigh self every day anyway,
Mhm.
and then
Yep, ruminate.
ruminate about how confused you are. Yeah?
Yeah, and ruminate.
And since you're not not doing much journaling, you could put that in there too.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
So what's the result when you think that it will confuse me about what to do next when you think that?
Oh, yeah.
I get more confused. That's why I wanted to put this up here.
Yeah.
This is why it's really good to have a coach. I mean, you did your model, but
It wasn't accurate. Yeah.
it was a good start because the main thing is weighing every day is not what's confusing you.
It's my thought. Yeah.
Yes. And that's why I want
Mhm.
you to weigh every day
Mhm. Mhm.
to get straight there.
Right.
Like if it's really just a tool, then your mind is clean.
It's just a tool.
I mean,
Your
and
mind
then
is
if it's going to be a tool, how do you use it if you've got nothing to look at?
gotta have gotta have my journals done and complete.
I mean, if this were your job,
Right. I'd be doing analysis.
what would you be saying to the people who are coming to you, who are working for you, who are telling you that something isn't working? And you go, well, show me your stuff. And they go, I don't got anything.
Yeah. There's no indicators defined of what's going on.
What would you
Mhm.
say? I mean, would you want that person to continue to work for you?
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah, I would tell them I need more detail. You need more
Let's get
detail.
it together.
Come on. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
your camera, just so you know, your camera, you need to point it. There you go. It's almost the end, but I'm going to keep pointing
I
you
need
down a
to
little
get
bit.
a stand for my phone.
Yeah, I can see you good enough. So
Okay.
does that help you?
It does.
Yeah, and I think it'll help everybody else too with just doing models. And I
Mhm.
think what you need to do is create an intentional model now off of this. If you want to weigh yourself every day, it's not to lose more weight. It's not going to help you lose more weight. That's why I think you were doing it.
It's to observe my feelings and my thoughts.
Yeah, so that your actions are more what you want.
Mhm. Yeah.
Got it?
Got it.
All righty, because this is really, really important. This is very advanced work,
Mhm.
what I'm showing you, because the model seems so simple,
Right.
right? But you can see that you need really advanced ways of creating your mind so that you can look at this. So you have to make sure that your result is reflecting your thought and that you keep everything really simple.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
All righty. So
Thanks,
I'm
Deb.
pretty sure you're going to be doing the mind body chart and food journals. And that's the other thing about the mind body chart when you said you hadn't been doing it.
Yeah.
Just because you had surgery doesn't mean you can't do a mind body chart. All the more reason to do it.
Okay.
You know, in your comment section is surgery. What did that do? How did it affect you?
Okay.
And then you watch your numbers come up as you're healing and taking care of yourself and you watch things.
Yeah. Okay.
You don't stop using it.
All right.
Okay. Great learning. Wonderful.
Right.
Don't you feel more joyful right now?
Oh, yes. I feel joyful.
I
I
mean,
felt joyful.
does it make you feel more joyful just to know that you're onto your own mind?
Mhm. Exactly. For
Huh?
sure.
That's what I think is
For
so
sure.
joyful. It's like, it's so great to know that I don't have to go with this.
Mhm. Yeah. Need to throw that one away. Do an intentional one.
Please do. And then maybe we can look at it the next time we talk.
Okay.
Okay.
For
All
sure.
right. I'm going to put you back and see if I can get Julie on the phone and start working with her.
Okay.
Okay. So let me. Okay. All righty. So, Miss Julie, you know what? I don't think I can get Julie on the phone. She's on the phone, but I don't think I can get her. Hmm. Mm-mm. Wow. So, Miss Julie, I know you're on the phone and I know you can't talk to me. All you can really do is listen. So, I think what I'm going to do, Paula, if it's okay with you, I'm going to bring you back and do an intentional model with you. Are you okay with that? I've got you unmuted, Paula.
Oh, okay. Yes.
I'm gonna bring you back. I mean, I can't bring Julie on. I can't do it.
Is she on vacation or
No,
something?
yeah, she's on. Well, I think it's more for work.
Oh, okay.
And I know she's in Portland. And I know she's on the phone.
Oh no. Yeah.
So usually I can bring somebody on on the phone, but I'm not sure exactly what kind of phone she's on. But whatever it is, I can't bring her on.
Okay.
So and she can't talk to me. So I'm just going to promote you, the panelist, and you're going to be the learning tool today.
Hello.
Hello, and you're up there better too. I see you better. So I think the most helpful thing that we can do right now with this is to do an intentional model, and we can do it. Do you want to continue to weigh yourself every day?
I do.
Okay. Okay, weigh yourself every day. How do you want to feel? So the first thing that I would ever do when you've got something like this going is you really want to be able to know how you would like to feel and then see if we can create something to go with it. We may or may not, because right now we know the scale still creates fear for you based on your thinking that somehow it's going to make or break your day, right? Scare you.
Yeah, I'd like to feel like confident when I get on the scale that I'm following my protocol and it is what it is. I want to just feel like it is just something I do. It's just part of my day. And I think, go ahead.
Well, I was thinking about what about the feeling of curiosity?
Okay. Let me see.
You think about it for a minute, because I'm just thinking that, if it's a tool and you get on there and it says a number, and let's say it's lower, higher, or the same.
Well,
Would you want to be curious
curiosity
about why?
Yeah, see, curiosity takes away any like negative feeling. It's more proactive.
And it helps you figure things out.
Yeah.
Like if it's truly a tool,
Yeah.
then you want to use it and you want to be curious.
Yeah, curious.
And you're going to find, so my guess is in the beginning, what you're going to do is you're going to find the old thoughts coming back.
Okay.
Like they're not just going to go away because we create this.
Right.
You're going to feel some fear creeping in when you get on the scale. And when you do, that's why we have to create something that you can say, but.
Okay.
And your brain will believe it, because you're creating some fear, and it won't just disappear. It will come. There's a neural pathway there when you get on the scale that just goes, better watch out here. I don't know what kind of day we're going to have here. I'm not sure about all this.
Need to stop all that and replace it with a new thought.
You need to see that it's going to be there. Don't have to stop it. You just have to see it. They're all going to come up. You're going to feel it. You're going to feel the fear. And then you're going to interrupt the thought. So I've talked to you about interrupting models before, yes?
Not necessarily.
Okay, so let's talk about interrupting a model. So interrupting a model means that you don't go through the whole model.
Oh.
Okay, so on your old model, let's say, can you see this?
Yeah.
Let's say you get on there and the thought comes, this is going to confuse me. Let's say it'll come and you're going to start feeling a little fear. Instead of going down to the A line, you interrupt it right there. You feel that fear and you go, uh-oh.
Okay.
Wait a minute. You catch it.
Okay.
Before it runs down the highway. I don't think it's just going to all disappear, but this is the practice of making a new thought sometimes, is interrupting a pattern that's been working for a long time. 'Cause this
Okay.
pattern's been a long time. It's going to
Yeah.
confuse me. More than anything, I think what it does is it just stops you in your tracks.
Mhm. Mhm.
You know, it's
You're
like a
yeah.
deer. It's like a deer in the headlight. Oh no! You know, maybe I should eat. Maybe I should never eat again. Maybe I should.
Yes.
What should I do? Oh my God! Everything is lost. That kind of stuff. I still can relate to it. So, you know, like I'll still go to the doctor every now and then, and I'll get on the scale. I'll feel it.
Yes.
I'll feel it. I'll feel it go, uh-oh. So it's okay. It's like, you know, that's the compassionate thing. It's like, I know. Not like, ah, it's like, I know. Oh yeah, here you are. There you are again. And you can interrupt it. It's like almost holding that fear in the palm of your hand and going, it's like holding you with that fear and going, sweetheart, it's okay. It's okay what? Let's just figure out what's going on here.
Mhm.
Maybe it's okay. Let's just figure this out. Weigh self every day. This circumstance can just be a number too. I mean, really, all you're doing, it's like the C is just a number. It's not
Yeah.
even like you can be more specific with the circumstance. It's just the number on the scale. That's what's freaking you out is the number. Not that you're weighing yourself every day, right? It's just that you
Right.
see your thoughts
Yeah.
every day. So
Yes.
really, you know, we might even change the circumstance to just number on the scale.
Okay.
This
I
might be
got I
even better for everybody.
I added that on there. Yeah.
Perfect. Perfect. So it's okay. Let's just figure it out. Or you think of something else. That's just like something I'm thinking if you're interrupting a fear model.
Mhm.
Like if those fear thoughts come first, then I think it's really nice to say it's okay. Let's just figure this out. Like,
Mhm.
meaning if you lost 2 pounds,
Yeah.
if you stayed the same, or if you gained 2 pounds,
True.
whatever it is. It's
Yeah.
like, let's just figure it out. I mean, not let's have a party or let's have a pity party or let's go
Yeah.
back to bed or whatever it is. It's like, well, it's okay. Let's just figure it out. It's okay.
Yeah.
Calm down. And then you get the curiosity that comes in, like, what's going on? Because I promise you, there's always something that you will come up with when you allow yourself to come up with something.
Yeah. Okay.
Always. Even if it's just, let's stay the course.
Stay the course. Yeah.
Or well, you know, I haven't been doing food journals for 2 weeks. I think this will be the week I start.
Yeah, that's today. Yeah.
Right? So then in the A line, start doing food journals like I used to. Do mind body chart. Like I used to.
Mhm. Planning my meals 24 hours ahead of time. Let me ask you about that.
Yep.
This is probably more basic, but
Uh-huh. Yeah, we didn't talk that much about protocol. Mhm.
is it okay or should I try to avoid like planning my food for the next day and then the next day comes and I don't, let's say I decide to not have a piece of chicken with
Yeah.
a salad for lunch, but I have a piece of chicken and vegetables. I mean, I can be a very much an absolutist.
Yeah. How's that work for you?
Yeah, not
How's
so
it work?
good.
Okay,
It's
then okay.
yeah.
Well, that's good to know.
So that's why I mean, planning 24 hours ahead of time is nice because I know what's in my fridge and what I
Yep.
have. But sometimes lunch will come and I'll be like, well, I really don't want the salad. I'd rather have some green beans or,
Yeah. What do you think?
well, I get a little disappointed when I do that. If I've written down salad, sometimes my thought goes to, oh, you didn't necessarily follow what you planned.
Such a great thought.
Terrible.
Right. So, can you answer your own question or do you need me to answer it?
I think it's perfectly fine.
Okay. I mean, like, I think if you were saying to me, like, should I have a salad or should I have chocolate brownies? I think I'm more
Yeah,
into
that's
the chocolate
different.
brownies.
Yeah.
Like, I go like, okay, let's talk about that.
Yeah.
But it's like, like for me, I'm much less specific than that, where it's just, I know I'm going to have protein and vegetables
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
me. But
Yeah.
I think some people need it more specific and need to know so they don't have decisions to make at all.
Yeah.
And when you have a lot of decisions, but for me, that works fine.
Okay.
So you have to find where your happy medium is, and unless your mind starts getting really tricky with, like, I think I'm going to have a sandwich. I don't think I feel like a salad,
Yeah.
right? Or you're at a restaurant and they have beautiful bread, and you don't have it
Yeah.
planned or anything like that, but it looks better than the salad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then
That's an
you're
urge.
then you're messing around with yourself,
Yeah.
right? So you have to decide: are you messing around or are you just creating one fuel food for another?
Okay.
Because punishing
Yeah.
yourself, which is what you're doing, for sure isn't working.
Yeah.
Making you disappointed in yourself. That's just what you need to feel more disappointed,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? It's not going to help.
It's common sense. Uh, and I don't know why sometimes I search for outside sources to kind of validate what I should probably just be confident I already know.
Well, probably because of your old model.
Hmm. Yeah,
Your
I'm
old
so used to
model.
being on diets that were
Your
very
old
strict.
model is,
Yeah.
oh my God, I'm going to get confused. Maybe I shouldn't be doing this anymore.
Yeah.
Maybe I should be doing something else. It's like you got to interrupt it,
You see my mind. Yeah. My mind
right?
is,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
You interrupt it because it creates fear,
Yeah.
or it creates confusion. That's uh-oh, there's something going on here. And maybe you can interrupt it, maybe you can't. But what I'm teaching you how to do is when you feel those emotions, sometimes you can just interrupt them and not finish the whole model,
There you go. Yeah.
right? And so this is, at least with the scale, whatever the number says,
Hmm.
it's okay. Let's figure it out.
And then the result should be a better understanding of
Well,
my
if
thoughts.
well, if the thought is it's okay, let's figure it out, and you become curious and you
Yeah.
start doing all these things to figure it
Yeah.
out, then your result is you figure it out.
Yeah. Figure it out.
Just like the other result was, you were more confused. You
Yes.
thought it was going to confuse you, and the result is you were more confused. Now it's you figure it out.
Yes.
So I think that this will be helpful for everybody, because we got to see your unintentional model, and I put it up there just like you did it, so you can see how you can start tweaking your own models.
Hmm.
And then we bring them into the group so that I can do them with you, because everybody's going to learn from it, because I've been doing models for 10 years.
Yeah, I like it. Okay.
Yeah. So like what I can do and what you can do is going to be very different, because you're in the first year and I'm in the 10th year.
Right. Yes. Okay. I
So
like,
yeah, so it's like, confidence, curiosity, joy, knowing that you've got this, knowing that this is just a lifelong thing for everybody. It's just
yeah. And what's
it
so
doesn't.
fascinating too is like that one thing, weighing myself, just, it brings up so many different thoughts that we're figuring out. It's amazing that how deep we can get into this.
Correct. And how much it can create results that you want or create
Or no.
results that you don't want.
Yeah.
So, I sent you the Learn and Move On tool. Did you look at that?
You did, and I looked at it, and then I never went back and did it.
Well, I think what I'm going to do is I am just going to use it next week for everybody. I was going to use it this week, but I think right now, really looking at these models, because one way or the other, I know what Julie was, I could have, well, anyway, I know that Julie's models, that she put some stuff up there too. And
Mhm.
I'm going to try and talk to her personally for a little bit and just go over it with her, since I couldn't talk to
Okay.
her on the phone. And,
Okay.
but I know what you see for somebody else will
Help.
help fine tune it for yourself. So I know everything that I'm doing with you is just going to float over to everybody else that's doing it.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
So we'll do Learn and Move On next time. And I also want to do the primary question worksheet, which is just to talk about it just a little bit right now.
Yeah.
I think it's really important that you learn how to ask yourself a question first thing every morning that's going to give you the kind of answer that you want.
Okay.
So a lot of times we ask ourselves questions that can only give us a negative response.
Yeah.
Like, how come I'm still doing this? I've been doing this forever. When will it end? Right? And the answers aren't going to be very positive.
Right.
Right? So you figure out what kind of question you can ask yourself every morning that's going to give you a positive feeling and a positive result. And so, a simple question, which is just, how can I find more joy today, is just the one I like to use because
Yeah.
I like creating it. But, for you, maybe the most important question for you to ask yourself every single day is, how can I take better care of myself today?
Oh, I like that.
And that might be a really good one for Julie too, and for Stephanie, and
For
really for me
everyone.
too. It's really for all of
Everybody.
us. But if you're going to focus, and just give yourself one thing, your brain. So it's like, when I think, how can I take better care of myself all day? Then when it comes to eating the next meal, that's their primary question.
Yeah.
How can I take better care of myself? Well, I'm going to eat between the twos. I'm going to eat fuel food. I'm going to stop, and I'm going to be curious about what's going on.
Yeah.
And then it's like, wow, that was good. You know? And you kind of see, you start creating that question, creates thoughts that are going to
Yes.
help you. They're going to help you move forward. And so you always watch yourself, what you're thinking in the morning. So a couple things to do in the morning is always to write down your thoughts, like a thought download, where you just
Okay.
kind of take maybe 10 or 15 minutes and you just write down what's in your head so you can see it.
Okay.
And then your primary question.
Okay.
And if you like that, I think you should use it, and then we can talk about it next week on how it works for you.
I like it. Yeah, I do like it.
Okay. Okay, so do you have any questions for me, my darling?
No, so next, when is our next one? I have it on, go ahead.
You'll get a reminder. I don't know exactly. It's a third Thursday of the month. There's nothing different about this month.
So it's not next week, it's the following week.
It'll be the 22nd, because that'll be, wait a minute. No, it'll be next week.
Okay.
It's the third Thursday.
I
This is
am
the
also going to
first Monday, and this is the third Thursday.
I can't
Wow.
believe next week is the third Thursday.
Yes, so weird, because the first Thursday was on the 1st.
Oh, that's why. Okay. I will be in Quantico that day, and I'm in a class. So I will let you know if I'm able to get out of the class to call
Okay.
in.
The other thing I can do, if it's okay, because since, we're still starting with not a lot of people, is like, if everybody's okay, I could do it to the third Thursday. I mean, the fourth Thursday, the 22nd.
That would be great for me. So
Well,
let me know.
I'll talk to Julie and I'll talk to Stephanie, and I'll see if it'll work for them. And we can, right now that we have that kind of flexibility, I'm okay with that. In fact,
Okay.
I'm really good with that. I would rather do that. I like that.
Okay.
I didn't realize, I'm thinking when I said the first Monday and the third Thursday, they would be like farther apart.
Yeah. That's coming up really quick. Yeah.
Wow. So that's what I'll talk to Julie. I'll let you know.
Okay.
But that's what we're going to work on. Meanwhile, you have your work, and I think everybody else has
Yeah.
their work from your work. So thank you for being an open book today.
Of course. Thank you, Deb.
All righty. And I will talk to you sooner or later.
Yes. Bye now.
Bye.